Action continues at Big Guns 25. Brandon Slade, Trent France. In the lightweight division, we send it back inside to Jake Digman.
The following contest is in the RFO lightweight division, and it is brought to you by O'Brien's Pub. Introducing first, making his way down the aisle into the blue corner, please welcome Brandon Slade.
The undefeated Brandon Slade, a very fit guy at 25 years old, and John, a busy fighter, very young in the game, but devastating striker.
Yeah, I mean, his first fight, a knockout. I mean, if you make your debut and you start off with a knockout, and you can see from just the eye test, he is a specimen.
He passes. Yes, very compact. Not the tallest fighter, but I'll tell you what, he brings a couple heavy hands into the cage. One first round KO on his ledger, Team Gladiator.
Yeah, 5'6", 155 pounds. I mean, when you hear 5'6", you think bantamweight or feather or straw weight. I mean, geez Louise, this guy's 155 pounds, and you know darn well he cut weight to get to 155. So this guy is a absolute machine. So I'm looking forward to him. He's just going to come out and he's throwing leather.
Brandon Slade is one of the fighters I had earmarked before this event as a guy I wanted to take a look at. And we're going to have a chance in a minute. Slade hits the cage. We send it back inside to Jake Digman to bring out his opponent.
And his opponent making his way down the aisle into the red corner, please welcome Trent Turbo Fonz.
And now Ryan Cavanaugh, I'm John Sturmack alongside Ryan Cavanaugh. Ryan, one of the interesting things, one of the things that makes MMA or even fighting in general, styles make fights. Here we have a guy that comes out, Brandon Slade, knockout. And his opponent, 2 submissions. Guillotine choke. 2 submissions. So do we have grappler versus striker? I mean, they're so young in their MMA career, who knows, but let's see what's going to go on.
John, let's take a look at the tail of the tape and see how France and Slade match up. 2 undefeated fighters.
Oh, both these guys very young, 25 versus 22 years old, 5'6" versus 5'8", 1-0 versus 2-0. I mean, this is one of the fights that I get excited about in this respect. We don't know who they are, but are we seeing the next Cody Garbrandt, Stipe Miocic, Jessica Ai, all these fighters from Northeast Ohio that have made it on the big stage? We don't know, but we see the potential, and I'm excited to see this fight.
France heads into the cage. We send it up to Jake Digman for official introductions.
The following contest is in the RFO lightweight division and is brought to you by O'Brien's Pub. Introducing first in the blue corner, he fights out of Marion, Ohio. He weighed in at 154 1/2 pounds, representing Team Gladiator with an MMA record, 1 win, 0 losses. Please welcome Brandon Little Kimbo Slade. His opponent in the red corner, he fights out of Mansfield, Ohio. He weighed in at 150 pounds, representing Wolverine MMA and The Stable. He has an MMA record, 2 wins, 0 losses. Please welcome Trent Turbo Fonz. This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and the action begins. Your referee is Mr. Ty Wheeler.
John, nothing more needs to be said other than Trent France is nicknamed Turbo. And Brandon Slade is Little Kimbo. We'll see.
Boy, doesn't he look like Kimbo Slice?
We'll see if the speed of France can neutralize the raw power of Little Kimbo.
Well,
Brandon Slade.
Little Kimbo comes out southpaw and immediately, beautiful takedown.
Goodness, takedown with power.
But here's that guillotine. We've
He
had
knows how to
Slade got
finish.
2. He's not going to get it from side control. This is doing nothing but just tiring his arms out. So he's got to let that go. Now, if he can get back to full guard, he might be able to finish this guillotine, but you're really not going to finish a guillotine from half guard unless you're, Helson Gracie or something. But, it's just not going to happen. And he lets it go.
Slade rips his hand free.
Now, if you're Little Kimbo, do you want this fight standing? Oh,
Left hand from Slade, and France does the 1 in the morning dance. It is uncanny how much Slade looks like Kimbo Slice.
and I think we had an illegal shot there.
It was a kick. It was a kick that went upstairs.
Yeah, I think it went downstairs.
Oh, downstairs. I apologize.
I think he got him where it's you make babies.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Sturmack. Tip your waitresses, try the veal, and if you're Mr. Franz, jump up and down a couple times because I've heard that works. Slade back, and the fighting style is reminiscent of Kimbo Slice. Franz catches him on the way in, knee and a left hand.
Boy, both these guys are bringing it.
And Tyler Slade backs off, although nice outside leg kick. You'd think that's where he wants him, up against the cage so he can't move. Another outside leg kick. Franz catches it, and it's back in Trent Franz's world on the mats.
Boy, the way this fight is going, please do not ask me to score it. Holy smokes, both these guys are just back and forth and really bringing it.
Slade doing a nice job of tying up Franz.
I've said it all night. It could be half guard or half mount, depending on your position. Right now, I would say this is half guard because Slade is doing a good job of neutralizing his opponent. But if Turbo can get things going, if he can get his leg free and get into full mount, he can steal this round, or at least win this round with only 10 seconds left. He's got to start just raining down blows.
We near the end of round number 1, and we've established the routes to victory that both fighters want to take. Slade wants to keep it standing. We take a look at him in his corner taking a knee, but it's a different type of take a knee as Ariel takes us into round number 2. And Trent Franz does the same thing.
Yeah, these fighters have a minute and a half in between rounds. The amateur ranks 1 minute, 30 seconds. Professionals, they only have 1 minute. We take a look at the replay. Man, these guys both of them were bringing it.
Those leg kicks from Slade were one of the stories in the first round. That was
a
power double.
Yeah, that was a beautiful takedown. And then his opponent took him down. So that's what I said. I don't know, maybe it was 20, 30 seconds left. I said, Ryan, please do not ask me who won that round because I have no clue.
That was a close round. It was so much action in it that you almost forget about that powerful takedown at the beginning of the round by Slade. And if that happened at the end instead of the beginning, perhaps that's enough to sway the judges.
It could be. I mean, judges are only human. And Slade he had to be pushed back into his corner because he is ready to go, and neither of these guys are touching gloves. It is like, let's fight.
And I like Slade's stance. Ooh, left hand,
Another.
Upstairs and back down. Slade gives France a good view of the Fairhaven Hall over the cage as he elevates him. Only for a second before bringing him back down.
And that is twice in the first 30 seconds of each round. And granted, we've only gotten 2, that he has just elevated his opponent and slammed him to the mat.
And already, France trying to move to a hip to get out of this position. Left hand by Slade. And someone's bleeding. Hard to tell who at this point. If I had my guess, it would be France.
At this point, I think that'd be a good guess.
Watch these lefts by Slade. Now he's not going to be able to do it. But he presses down with his head. There it is. Presses down with his head and then a sweeping left.
And Slade's doing a good job. He keeps pushing his opponent up against the cage, pressing on his hips. Slade's Turbo's trying to get up, but it's not working. He's maintaining full guard, but he's not doing much with it.
Slade right now, this is bully MMA.
Yeah, and our referee right now, he's looking close, but I think he's going to let it go for a while because action's happening.
Yeah, this is not resting here. Slade continues to try to land punishment. He might look like Kimbo. He might be named Little Kimbo, but his ground game, much better. Now you got to watch the back of the head there. That right certainly was the front of the head. Another term for front of the head is the face.
You're not the best color man in the business for,
Right now I'm not a color man at all. But
I was going to say, you're the play-by-play guy, but I am quoting Major League. All right, so back to the action. So Slade is doing absolutely phenomenal job. He's smothering the hips of his opponent, throwing the rights, even though he's kind of tied up, but he's doing a good job. And with 10 seconds left in the round, I think he's up 20-18. I mean, I don't know how you see it any other way.
Good round for Slade. Tight action through 2 rounds as we take a look at Leah.
Yeah, it's a very tight action. I think that the 2 things as we look at the replay here, I think we're going to see the first takedown. This is just a monster takedown. Yeah,
So much power from Slade, except the difference between round number 2 and round number 1 is in 2, he was able to maintain that position for the full 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I would give round 1 a little bit of edge to Slade only because of the early round takedown. But if the judges forgot about that first round takedown, they were reminded. Right. By the way, this is what I did round 1, and I'm doing it in round 2.
Yeah, just so you guys know.
Yeah, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he does the same thing in round 3.
You're across the cage and you're France, you're expecting it at this point.
And not to influence the judges, just, hey, this is what's worked.
Right now, I say round number 2 was clear for Slade. Round number 1, it's a toss-up. And we'll see who's the fresher fighter and if Slade can start round 3 like he did. 1 and 2 left hook from Slade. Knee to the body from Slade.
And Turbo's hands keep dropping.
Well, Slade is smiling in the cage because he knows there's a
Oh,
left. Lands clean on Franz, and Franz shows.
Yeah, that was a beautiful left hook.
Oh, Slade just missed with a night ender. Oh, again, Slade is lining up Franz, and he hits it. Oh, Slade tried to finish the show, but Franz avoids it. Wow.
And right now, Franz looks exhausted.
And Brandon Little Kimbo's Slade showing some serious power.
Both guys look tired, but there's no question that Little Kimbo is the fresher fighter.
And he stands him up.
He shames him up.
Did you say shames him up?
That's not my term.
There's the left straight. No, coin that phrase. Coin it, John, because that's
no,
perfect.
It wasn't me.
Oh, Kimbo catches one. A huge shot by Franz. Mike Moran will dial that up for us after this round. But the fighters both connect, and Franz is calling Kimbo forward. I think he knows he caught him. Slade.
Oh.
Slade with huge bombs. Here comes another one from Slade. Franz with an uppercut. Oh, a left from Slade
my
lands.
gosh. This is fabulous.
Slade is tired, and I think the punch from Franz took his gas tank down. There's blood in the mouth of Franz. And a left from Slade. The crowd wants the knockout. Both of the fighters want the knockout. Who can land the big punch?
Oh, this is crazy. This is like Rodney Dangerfield when he said, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
A left from Slade. Franz is on the edge. Slade looks tired, and Franz is busted open. Can Slade land another? 25 seconds.
Oh, both guys are exhausted.
Franz is there for the taking, I think. And Slade, hands on the hips, sure sign that he's almost out of gas. Left hook, 10 seconds.
And if they're bleeding, they're going to come by us.
Oh, left straight. What a fight. What a fight.
Absolutely. My hands are together applauding both of these young men. Wow. That was something to see.
And I'm taking my hat off to Scott Corbin for outstanding matchmaking, pitting two young fighters. And you know, it's almost, you almost wish it wasn't this early in their careers. There's that left. And let's see.
Oh, he went swinging. Both guys are just swinging for the fences.
What a fight by both these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is the, as we see that beautiful left hook. And this is the good and the bad of RFO. They're so good at matchmaking, but these guys shouldn't be matched at this point in their career.
Or should they? Litmus test fight. You know, does it get harder than this at this point? Jake Digman's in the cage. He has the scorecards, and we're going to find out who won this outstanding fight between these two competitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both of these fighters. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Mike Berry scores this contest 30-27. Judge Will Messer scores this contest 30-27. And Judge Dan Leeson scores this contest 29-28. For your winner by unanimous decision, Brendan Lil Kimbo Slade.
Another great fight. You guys came out here and that was a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. You like those kind of fights?
Yeah, I'm a brawler. Most definitely.
The fans here love those kind of fights. What do you guys say about your training partners and all the fans that came to see you?
Oh, you guys are great. Thank you for my work fans for coming out. You guys are awesome. And Bernassi, you're awesome. All right, that's all I gotta say.
Great fight, man. Let's hear it for your winner, Brandon Slade.